2024.
Okay, we'll call the council meeting to order at 7:00 PM and rise for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On to item 3, public comment period. Is anybody here for public comment? Right. We'll move on to item 4, approval of the agenda. Do we have any additions or corrections? We got 2 items in other, just a Pattison Sand update and camera update for us. I'll put that under others.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the additions.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Pose same sign. And that carries. And we'll move on to item 5, approval of the consent agenda. We'll do all of these separate. Move on with A, approval of the minutes from September 24th, 2024. And I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I'll abstain. I was not here.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign and 1 abstain. Moving to item B, approval of the minutes from October 8th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of October 8th, 2024.
Perfect.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Mayor Sheets will abstain. Item C, approval of the minutes from October 22nd, 2024. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, any further on that? All those in favor say aye. Aye, pose same sign. And that carries.
Abstain.
And 1 abstain. Sorry, thank you, Sean. And then we'll move to D, approval of the claims for November 12th, 2024, totaling 80,770.02. And we have a motion. I'll second that. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And that carries. That was a nice ride. Moving on to item 6, Attorney Jansen with an update for us.
Well, good evening, everybody. Are you able to hear me all right?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't have a whole lot to update you on at this point tonight. I can say, so the city was recently provided a letter from Advantage Construction regarding the hail damage. The bidding that went on back in May, and then there was the second bidding that went on and the recently approved bid on that. And then there was another bid involved in all that. But without getting into all the details on it, essentially a claim has been started with the League of Minnesota Cities regarding that. Advantages that they are challenging at this point. They haven't brought any suit or anything, but they're challenging the ability for the city to go after the second bid, arguing that their bid is valid. So that has been turned over to the league. The league has assigned an attorney to handle that. But as of now, we're in the very early stages and nothing has come about of that. But at this point, that's all I really got to, I guess, update the city council on at this point. Thank you.
Fine. Any questions for City Attorney Jansen? All right. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Then we'll move on to item 7, hail storm damage sealed bid with Bruce Paulson. Hello.
Everybody.
Good evening.
Hi there. So, just here to answer any questions that you might have regarding the baseball field lighting replacement bids that were received on October 23rd. Received 4 bids, or 5 bids, I'm sorry. Kilmer Electric was a low bid that's been reviewed, that they are considered responsive. And we have had conversations with Brian from the League of Minnesota Cities, and the league has approved awarding the contract. So now it's just up to city council if it's your decision to approve awarding the contract and get that project underway.
These are LED lights, is that correct?
Yep, we're replacing all the hyper-sodium lights that are currently there with LEDs.
And the kit and everything?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. That include both down lights as well as the up lights for the ball spot.
And the reason for the LED is just longer lasting, I guess, and better lighting, what you're saying?
It's really the way that all sports fields are going at this point with the LED. It's lower energy usage, provides a much more natural light. And the fixtures that are up there are becoming harder and harder to find parts to replace them. So the biggest thing is it's going to be less expensive.
Sure.
Operate every year. I'm also talking with Excel. I think there will be some rebates offered to the city for doing this light replacement as well.
And what was the name of the company?
Kilmer Electric is the
On your Diane.
no bidder.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Hold on.
I think it's been nice to have them going through it all for us with the LEDs. It will be a benefit to the city as a whole, so the baseball team, I'm sure it'll be beneficial to have those LEDs. And rebates are always a win. So,
So at this point, we need a motion.
Yep.
To accept this. Okay.
And
I'll make that
If
motion.
I can just chime in before we get into do the
Yes.
motion.
go ahead, Kim.
So as I described, so we got this claim from Advantage Construction and it's going to directly, I guess, have impacts on this, I think, too. I would recommend that we consult with the attorney that's been assigned before entering into this. So I'd recommend that we table this until the next meeting. In the meantime, we talk to the other attorney, make sure that we get their blessing to go forward. I just don't want to do anything that's going to screw up anything on that side.
I think so too, as long as there's been so much hassle on what's right and what's wrong, and I would table
Next city council meeting.
a second.
Right, motion second. Any further discussion? Right. Thank you, Bruce, for coming out for this. All those in favor say aye. Okay, Pose same sign. And that carries.
Mayor,
Yes.
just to add to this, when the changeover does come,
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be a lot of used parts. Maybe some stuff just to recycle,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have people reaching out to me to buy some of these parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the city / baseball team is gonna be in charge or liable for getting rid of stuff, and getting the cleanup out of it. So
Right.
I do have a couple sources that have reached out to me that are wanting to buy things.
Yeah, if you want to let Diane know once we get to that
I
point.
don't know that it's gonna be a big profit. You're gonna have to dispose of things.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
And to get more than scrap, I guess we're doing.
Unless the vendor is the Kilmer Electric has already put that in their bid to take the scrap.
And the specs indicate the city has the first right of refusal for all of the existing light.
Okay.
fixtures.
Okay.
And so anything that the city chooses to not keep, Kilmer will take care of.
Okay.
That's included in the
is that
set.
it?
Yep. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. We'll move on to item 8. Joe Krieger, you have a update for us and a
Yeah,
donation.
I did, making a donation back to the city from the baseball club for great cooperation during this whole event, very successful. We definitely appreciate the cooperation that we got from the city to do a lot of things we did do. I mean, items as small as letting us buy some equipment for the city and paying back sales tax money and stuff, so that was really good. And we still have plans to do things, you know, always make improvements. We already stuck a $10,000 improvement into the outfield, where we fixed a lot of low spots, a lot of dirt work. Put 100 ton of sand on the field. Built for drainage and
Mm,
seeded, aerated, fertilized, all that stuff. It's looking pretty good, except for those bare spots, which. All of a sudden, it doesn't rain for 6 weeks, so only about half the grass germinated, but. We'll put some seed now down before it freezes up and just went and got a load of compost last Friday, so. I
perfect.
think we got it looking pretty good, but so I mean, we're, as our board, we're kind of hashing things over about. What do we want to do next, you know? But yeah, we maybe don't need a lot next, but if we're willing to pay for it, one of the items with the sprinkler system needs an update. And we'll be willing to do that. It needs, there's probably a lot of new heads that need to be put in, make sure some of them are spinning correctly. You know, things like that, but we will. We will still dedicate ourselves to always making it a better place. That's all we can do, I guess, but tournament itself was beyond expectations.
It was amazing.
Great work group, a lot of people from Arlington, Hamburg, neighboring towns helped us out here. Because usually our staff would be 30 to 35 people at any one time to keep things going, so. We had 7,200 people through Little Green Island 3 weekends here, that's a lot of people, and. One call to the sheriff's department that was taken care of quickly, so I don't think we had any problems. That wasn't even a problem, just getting somebody back on their bus to go home. So appreciate the cooperation, hopefully we can keep that relationship going.
It was beneficial to our business places to have all these people in town.
Yeah, talked to the store manager. Yeah, they were up significantly on those tournament days.
I bet.
The two watering holes did pretty well, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it
That's
was a
great.
huge benefit for everybody. You know, we appreciate that a lot. And with that, we have resolution 2024-29. Where the city gratefully accepts the $1,000 donation from Green Isle Irish Baseball Club and will use said donation as requested. And I will make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
All right. Any further discussion? All right, we'll do that as a roll call vote. Sean,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
I'm a yes. Ed?
Yes.
All right, and Dan?
Yes.
All right, and that carries. Thank you so much, Joe and Baseball Association. We appreciate it a lot.
Very welcome.
Sorry. All right. Then we'll move on to 9, school update.
Really don't have a
Not
lot
much.
on that. We're trying to set up a meeting. Between Mark, Diane and myself and the people at the thing.
Excellent. So we'll just keep that going on the next agenda.
I did report to the county today, on what's happening, timetable and stuff,
Okay.
as much as I knew.
Nope, that's perfect.
City has made their last payment, but
Mhm.
to understand,
Yep,
okay,
yep,
so never know, somebody knows somebody.
it's true. And then item 10, tree committee updates. Really don't have too much there. Yeah,
Trying to get
waiting.
the application in for Tree City USA. We've got to get that in the next few weeks here yet to do it, but we got to get that in.
But I think
With
we've got,
everything. Almost everything, so.
we are almost ready to submit that and be done. And then item 11, EDA planning and zoning updates.
Charta Enclave has asked for a 30-day extension on their TIF. We were supposed to have a public hearing November 26th. Now it's gonna be pushed out until December 26th. Charta Enclave asked that their attorney review the development agreement. So they have a new attorney. And their attorney would like to speak with Attorney Jansen. I don't know if Attorney Jansen, if you've been able to connect with Charta Enclave's attorney yet.
I have not heard from them yet. I'll certainly talk to them and I guess we can
I-
discuss the agreement.
Yep, I did give them your phone number, so your contact information.
Great.
Okay, the Bartles property is also moving forward. They have their TIF information over to us as well as the value of their building, which was over $9 million. they need to purchase the 2 lots that they would like to have before we can grant them TIF. So I did talk to Jordan from Bartles today about that. I thought about it when I was driving one day. I was like, they need to actually buy this before we grant them TIF. So I did talk to Jordan today about it and he said, yep, no problem. I sent out a whole bunch of questions to Attorney Jansen again today about putting together a purchase agreement. And then I have a question. I don't know if they need 2 development agreements, so Attorney Jansen, look into all my questions in that email and just reply back, and so Shane and I know it's just procedural information we're looking for.
And I have received it. I'll have a couple questions for you. I'll get back to you on it.
We'll go back and forth.
And then value or what we recorded, we have said on them now, right? And they're the 2 back behind the road or are they on that same lot?
That
Are these properties?
the properties that they're looking at,
Yeah,
it is the big.
you got the big lot, right? Is what you're saying, the 3 acres.
They want, it's this one, the big lot.
Okay, yeah.
And this one. And they're still proposing $5 to purchase both of those. That's the original proposal to EDA.
As long as they brought all the legal full jobs, everything else to keep with.
Right, it was the 20 jobs that they agreed to, and they also have to have like the 20 jobs and the $9 million building to get the TIF. That's why the questions to Ken. So,
And Amy, that is free, from Jet Glass there, they're right alongside of it, right? Their lot?
right.
Okay.
So it's not that one.
All right.
You know what you're thinking. So those are the two big projects with EDA that we are still working on along with the school. And we did receive 1 application so far for the EDA board. We have 3 openings. I'll go ahead and post that on the Facebook page again.
Perfect.
Seemed like after I posted it on there, then we got a couple applications.
Good deal.
So I'll go ahead and post that again, because it would be nice to have them start January 1st.
Right.
Or, at the beginning of January with the first meeting, so that they can just start afresh a new year with the EDA.
Yep, I agree.
Planning and zoning, we also had a busy meeting this month. We had a workshop at first at 6 o'clock during our regular meeting time to talk about, we had somebody coming wanting to live in the industrial park in a house. Create an industrial building and turn it into a house. During the workshop, the planning and zoning talked about all the pros and cons and changing zoning code, setting precedent, and decided not to move forward with letting any houses in town, without allowing houses in town.
Mhm.
We found one city that did allow them. It was up north. I can't even remember which example I provided.
I don't recall offhand.
But don't we have to? Was that the one where Al said there was one at? That the one where Al said there was one at? Cause that was up by him, wasn't it?
I think it was like a it's
It
a
was like a cabin.
cabin community is what it is.
Don't we have to specify though too, that we also let the ones that were already.
Grandfathered in.
They're grandfathered in because they were in before we had the
Zoning
code and the zoning stuff
Yeah.
done, so that. There's other stipulations to that, so they can't really do much besides be there. They can't really change a whole lot on the building before it's considered.
There was a lot more to change in it all.
Yeah.
That I agree was not present.
So
So that's planning and zoning. Planning and zoning will have more things coming through as the Bartles project moves forward, which they were talking about breaking ground in the spring, as well as our housing development should break ground in the spring. So I think that's all I have for EDA and planning and zoning.
It's gonna be a busy spring.
It is.
Yeah, it will be.
Hopefully.
It's good news though.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you, Amy. We'll move on to item 12, park board update.
I don't have much except that the park board and the EDA did agree that for our archery park, it's better to have the temporary fencing, so. Like the windscreen from the baseball. Like the baseball park does, so, because we don't know. And
Mhm.
we don't know how long the archery park's gonna be there, and this way it would be temporary.
This way
It'll
not
look
gonna-
good too.
Amy and I talked to, we're gonna be buying some new at the ballpark, so get it on the same order will help. I'm afraid to stand there more than.
Mhm.
Right,
bad.
exactly.
Good point.
So we'll order this all together then, right?
Order it together, yeah.
Good. That's all I have.
Perfect. All right, item 13, boiler maintenance estimate. Any updates on that for us? Okay, that is totally fine. We'll move that for the next meeting. And the 14, election canvassing. Everybody has the paperwork in front of you. We just have to make a motion to approve this, correct?
I will need signatures
Yep.
on page. Oh,
I'm not sure. What those- Say it again.
no. Okay, on page 4 of your packet.
Yep.
We will have to have the members sign the canvassing.
Perfect. So if the council is okay with that, we'll go forward with certifying the canvassing report. And I'll pass this along and we'll, of course, make a motion to approve it as it stands too, once everybody's ready.
I'll make a motion to approve the election canvassing report.
I will
I'll second
second.
that.
Oh, Ed's got the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. And that carries. And we'll get this signed and passed around to everybody here. Okay, and for other items, we have Pattison Sand. We did receive the check, which
Today.
hopefully is our last check.
Yes, that is correct.
Sounds like everything's out of that parcel, and so we are back to normal, and the rest of the rock remains property of the city. So that's good news.
Very good.
Yep, and camera update, Perry did put one down at the Lions Park as well, and that worked out very good to my understanding.
Mhm.
And so, with this line of sight that he has antenna basically that's up on top of the water tower, we'll be able to just expand as we need for any future cameras that the city wants to pursue, which eventually we'll want to put in the other ballparks, including a ballpark, Veterans Park, areas like that. But it's working very well. The cameras are affordable. I think they're, now that he's got that up, open, that line of sight, I think any future cameras are going to be less than $200 installed. And we don't have an annual fee for that at all. So it's worked very well for us.
And you think it deferred somebody already, right?
Yeah, Halloween, there was a bunch of people down there and then they had mentioned, oh crap, it's the camera. So, yeah, it's, the people are seeing it.
That's
I mean, it's, yeah, yeah. We want them to have fun, but, and without making it seem, like we're spying, it's not. We're just trying to deter the vandalism that we've had plenty of. And it costs the taxpayers money long term, so it's working,
Might help with the metal detecting and digging that was
Yeah.
going on at the Veterans Park
Yeah.
too.
yeah. We wanted to go and talk to them for vandalism, yeah. Yeah,
I have a question to add under others.
yep.
We came up with the Bartle's buying the stuff. Now, does that mean the city council has to start talking to people or the surrounding areas for annexing more land into the city for like adding on an industrial park? Is that something we're gonna have to start thinking of more readily now?
That's more of the comp plan right now, till that's completed. And then the council can look at that and start to go with their proposed action items to do that.
Okay, I just
Yeah,
wondered.
no, it's a good question, yep.
Starting.
It's filling up. Yep. It's the problem we've wanted for many years, is the industrial lot to fill up, so it's a good problem to have.
We'll start taking over your backyard, Sean.
Right.
And it's already been spoken for.
Any more discussion on that? All right, well, with that being said, I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed, same sign.